Hello, everyone, and welcome to the World Energy Healing Session. I'm Terryann, and we are with the group that you cannot see. Decided we're going to work with, I already forgot. It's July 1st, I said, right? It's Canada Day. So, first, happy Canada Day. And we're going to work with what's called the stop energy. So, when you're trying to meditate or let's say you're using too much adrenaline, which is where I am right now, actually, and adrenal overload. One of the things we need to learn to do is just stop. And you could do a bunch of things when you stop, like, oh, I'll stop and recenter, stop and take a breath, stop it. I just want to go straight to stop. And when you just stop, you will start to observe what isn't stopping. Like, of course, our heart rate's going to continue, we'll continue breathing, we'll continue um, probably thinking. But when you start to notice what's going on within you, you might have less of an engagement or involvement with it. And that's what we'd like to do so that the lungs can breathe, that your body can take a break. So oftentimes we could be going into, well, if I stop, I feel really guilty. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. We can even try to take a break during the day. I don't know how many times I heard in my youth, oh, it'd be so good to take a nap, but I can't. I shouldn't. It's wrong to take a nap. And those things are uh, direct negation of what the body is trying to tell you. I'm not talking about your mind, what your mind tells you, like, I wish I could be doing this or that. I'm talking about when the body needs a nap, needs to rest, needs to stop, just do it. And by the way, it doesn't take very long. I used to take power naps. They were great, 20 minutes. And then, I could go on for the rest of the day. And many times, I'd sleep a few hours in the night and then take another power nap, and then I could keep going. Uh, it was fascinating to do that. I want to explain to you the reasons I stopped doing that, but it was wonderful when I was young and I could do that. So it's a good practice to get into. So let's look at what needs to stop in your body. So you could just feel into it, feel into your body, scan yourself. Remember, we did this before. You take a deep breath, close your eyes, exhale. Now inhale, open your eyes, and just allow yourself to scan your body and just notice what might not be stopping, what keeps moving. It's really interesting. I'm just feeling an energy in from my waist downward as though something's moving under my skin. That's all I notice. My head wasn't talking. I just feel that. So I'm stopping. I'm not going to stop it. I don't know how to stop that thing from doing what it's doing, but I can stop and just be with it and let my body do whatever it needs to do. So right now, it's focusing on breathing. You might focus on water. You might want to clear your head. You might want to just touch your face. You might want to sweep energy off your body. There's so many things we could do. You could just take a sway or a stretch. You can pull back, contract forward, and extend. You could maybe wiggle your toes. Maybe I'm trying to think of all the things that would be possible. Maybe you need to swallow. Maybe you need to move your diaphragm. Maybe you need to jiggle your belly with your musculature. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Maybe you need to move your shoulders. Maybe you need to brush the energy from your hair. Maybe you need to stimulate the acupuncture points in your earlobes. I'm doing every single bit. This one's making a vibration go on in my thighs and my legs, doing this. Sweeping off your hair, getting the energy, especially when you pick things up from other people, or you perceive that you are. It's a good idea, of course, when you get to your home, is to take off all your clothes, take a shower, dump those clothes into the laundry or put it in a plastic bag so that energy doesn't go into your home. Or you do the next best thing if you can't remove all your clothing, and that is to brush off the energy from your body, especially hair and clothing. Things like leather coats, real fabrics, just this is cotton. So it's going to definitely pick up stuff. So I'm not going to take it off till my work day is done, but I can definitely move that energy. Now, you want to do that at your entryway. You don't want to do that in your house because you're brushing it into your house. You decide to do it in your house. So I'm going to set up for you right now, wherever you are. You just tune into this, a fire that comes up and burns that energy. But what you might want to do is burn some incense, um, light a candle after, so that you're burning that energy, and you just tell the energy to go there. The other thing is to say a prayer. So I love the Lord's Prayer. I don't care what denomination you are, the Lord's Prayer is just wonderful. So you could do that into all areas of your house. Another way to dissipate energy is to go through a room and use sound. The cheapest, most efficient is clapping. And if you clap into, let's say, the corners and areas, you're going to hear a different timbre of your clap, and that will help dissipate the energy. But you guide it out a window, you can guide it out a door, and then out of your house. It's a little bit of a job to do that, but it's well worth it to clear the energy of your home and clear the energy of your yourself if it comes into your house. One of the things I do when we move or have a new room painted, or I'm cleaning, I use symbols from Reiki, which, if you're not initiated, that's not going to work for you. But you could find different symbols that can, using sacred geometry or crystals, to clean an area. Plants are also really good things to help absorb the energy. The earth is another good place that likes to absorb the energy. Remember that energy to the planet Earth has no particular negative or positive charge. So we often think, oh, there's negative energy, but there really isn't. It's just energy. So the Earth will transmute it. It's our psyche that usually says, oh, that's negative energy, negative energy. You have to be super clean. If you have a super clean heart, that takes some work to clear the heart center. So people can absorb the energy through the heart center. The heart loves it. But if you're afraid or you think there's negative energy, forget it. That's not going to work for you. You're just going to stick it to whatever's on your heart. So I'm just pointing out that negative energy is something that can be readily transmuted and used. The earth will do it. So never worry about putting it out in the earth, putting it in water. You could use a cup of water, letting the sunlight, best disinfectant, using a plant. They love it because they don't have a sense of this is negative or positive. They just use it. So that's one thing you can do. And that tells us a lot about our minds and our psyche, right? Our minds say, oh, this person is like this and they're super negative. We should just feel it. We shouldn't be taking it into ourselves or taking it on. That means something has a pathology within yourself. And that's the purpose of this session, is to help you remove those pathologies by stopping. Because once we continue and our mind says, this is bad, that's this, I felt this energy, now I'm continuing to feel that energy. So somebody says, oh, that person was really confused. They confused me. They made me feel confused. Made me is a huge word that we use as though it's real. No one can make you take on an energy. No one can make you feel, right? Yes, someone could forcibly chain you up and put you in a jail. Yes, that can happen, but they can't make you feel a certain way. Yes, they can stab you and you feel pain. Yes, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that word online. Oh well, I just said it. um, those things, obviously you're going to feel them, but what causes it is actually the pain receptors in the body. I know I'm being a little bit philosophical here, but what's really important is understanding what someone is experiencing, and you have empathy or compassion for them. Empathy is experiencing what someone else feels, but the moment you move away from their purview, you're not going to experience it as soon as you take your attention away. So if I'm in a lineup at a grocery store and all of a sudden I feel really down and depressed, I kind of look, there must be someone really down and depressed, and I'll move away, and then I'm back up again because I'm no longer feeling what that person is feeling. So it should go away. If you keep that energy, there's something going on in you that is keeping that energy. That you might have to do a lot of work, but some of it is um, attaches to something you're already feeling, right? So you experience it, and then you need to have that feeling within yourself so you can spread that feeling around. Maybe, I don't know, that could be your own self-pity, your own arrogance, your own neediness, whatever it is that comes up. So you can look at that for yourself, because what someone else feels, we're really, really healthy in our psyche. We walk away, and that's the end of it. But we can always feel it. It's not as though we're not going to feel it. And I don't want to be too idealistic about this or perfectionist. There can be many other um, reasons for it, and that requires some exploration. Well, could require years of exploration, but in any case, here we're just trying to get that energy of stopping. And if we can stop, we will know exactly what's going on within us. And the moment you know what's going on within, your body can take care of itself. That's really what's so important. So many times we'll analyze something, and that's not stopping. If we stop, we don't have to continue with our minds, our emotions, our energy to um, solidify or instantiate an episode or an experience with someone, right? Like if you go out and a car is coming at you and get really scared, and the car stops right in front of you, your body's going to be really scared. Us humans, what do we do after that? We try to avoid shaking, when the most important thing to do after an event like that is allow the body to shake. There's actually a technique called trauma release therapy, trauma release exercises, TRE, that allows the body to shake out those traumas. That's where the mind doesn't just stop and do whatever the body needs to do so that you can move forward. We usually superimpose it with our beliefs about things, guilt, shame, supposed to's, have to's, must, all that kind of stuff. So we're just going to get that stop. So let's do it again now. Stop. If you feel yourself doing something, stop. And I mean, actively trying to do something, not that your body is just doing whatever it's doing. No trying to fix, no trying to change, just permission. All right. So try that for this week. See what happens with your mind, your body, your emotions. You might just start to allow your body to release everything and stop thinking so much. All right. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Bye, everyone. Happy Canada Day.